Quick, 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 there's a house on fire over there. The firefighters are going in to stop it. What's your first reaction? Hurry, hurry, what are you thinking of? What are you thinking of? Whatever just came to mind right then could say a lot about your personality. I'm gonna explain why right now. Let's go. What is up, everyone? Alexander Magasso here for Stacked, your bridge between fitness and life. Amazing to have you here. We're constantly producing even more incredible content, so if you want to be a part of something awesome, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment below, and blast that like button if and when you feel we've earned it. So if you thought of the shock and horror of the building burning down, you are in the clear majority. There's a reason for the phrase, if it bleeds, it leads. People focus on the negative. They focus on what is going wrong in this situation. Just like most things, the way that most people react may not be completely ideal. For those of you who instead saw the firefighters gallantly rushing into the building to save everybody and to put out the fire, congratulations, you're in the optimistic minority. You have the unique ability to see good in any situation. If I had to guess, I'd say that you're very pleasant to be around and make friends very quickly. Keep this attribute. It will serve you very well in life. You see, what's wrong is always available, but so is what's right in any given situation. That situation does not change how you feel. Your interpretation of that event does. What you tell yourself causes the state change in your head. And luckily for all of us, we all have the ability to determine what things mean to us. So I was recently talking to somebody about my car. It's up next month and I'm super excited to be able to get into a new car. It's like toy shopping for adults, right? I love my car. I can't wait to get a new one. But this person was so pessimistic about everything that they could not possibly see why I would want another car. To them, buying is the only clear choice. They stick with a car until it literally doesn't drive anymore. They do not want to learn anything new that a more modern car would have. They don't want to learn how to set up the phone. They don't want to learn where the buttons are. They don't want to learn what the key does and little tiny things that make no lasting impact that they could learn in 20 minutes. These are all the hurdles to them that getting a new car come with. To me, leasing makes perfect sense. I am leasing a hugely expensive car for a very small fraction of what it's worth. It would take me 15 years to pay what the car is worth. And in that time, I can have 5 new cars and pay the exact same amount. Why would I ever stick with a car that's going to break down several times over those 15 years and cost me a fortune plus the sticker price? I do not want that. I want to keep up with the latest and greatest and not have to pay all that much for it. In this case, she is a because person and I am a despite person. She thinks of everything that could possibly happen that could go wrong in getting a new car. Because I need to learn this, because I need that, because this is gonna happen, because. And for all of those becauses, it stacks one on top of the other and she doesn't want to get a new car. On the other hand, I'm a despite person. I am getting this car despite anything that is going to get into my way. I am going to do it despite having to learn new things about the car, despite having to go to the dealership, despite having maybe a down payment right now. I am gonna do it because I want to do it, and I don't care what gets in my way. Use this lens to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, whether you're trying to establish a new fitness routine or propel your career ahead or any other life event. See it through either a because or a despite lens, and things will look a lot clearer to you. A great example of a despite person is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He got into bodybuilding despite his parents' wishes. He came over to the United States despite not knowing the language. He crushed it in the gym despite not knowing if he was going to win. He took acting classes despite not knowing if it would lead him anywhere. He got into politics despite not knowing if he was ever going to make it to the governorship, which he eventually did. All of these things. He would not let any obstacle get into his way. So obviously, given the choice, you want to plant your flag firmly in the despite camp. You do not want silly little obstacles to get into your way. You want to accomplish your goals no matter what. And don't worry about before when I asked you about the fire. If you saw the fire, that's totally normal. This is a skill that can be learned. You can continue to nurture it until it becomes automatic. That is what I did for myself, and I will be honest with you, it took some time. I thought that there was no way that I was a because person. I had read all the books. I knew all of the information intellectually. I could tell people about it. I could recite key phrases and different points that I was trying to make. And I was like, all right, I know all this stuff. There's no way that I'm going to act in that manner because I know how destructive it can be. And yet, when it came down to really difficult decisions, I ran my because pattern. I slipped right back into it because it's so easy to just make excuses. I just used because right there. It was so easy to put up these little barriers around the problem that I didn't want to deal with. Then one day, I just made the decision to not let this hinder my life anymore. I was not going to sit back and let these little tiny hurdles and obstacles get into my way. I am going to push forward despite any obstacle now. And that's how I've lived from then on. The difference it can make in your life is immense. And remember, this is like building muscle. In the gym, you cannot just go one time and expect to be Arnold. You have to go repeatedly over and over again until you see the growth, until it becomes automatic. This is a constant process. You are not going to just think about it one time and say, okay, I'm going to do these things despite this. Okay, that'll work for that scenario, but if you don't consistently keep at it, you will slide back into that because frame, and all of that work will be not lost, but severely restricted. And also, don't let that derail you. Just because you slipped up a couple of times does not mean that all of the work is gone. Just because you skip a few days in the gym, your muscles still have that added strength to them. You can get right back on the horse and keep riding. The key is to practice this as much as possible when it's easy. When it's hard, it's the most difficult to actually implement as well. You want to make it an unconscious addiction when you're feeling awesome. So that way it happens automatically when times get tough. The easiest way to do this is to tackle hard things as soon as they come up. If you have a list of to-dos, knock off the hard ones first. You will feel so awesome after that huge weight is lifted off of you that after you do it a few times, you will get addicted to doing this in the future. This will set in your mind that breaking down these barriers and getting through the difficulties is way easier than you thought possible. This way, when something truly daunting comes up, you have the skills and abilities to tackle it right away without hesitation. So there you have it, another layer for your fitness knowledge stack. Your assignment for this video is to take something that you've been putting off and get it done. List out all the despites. Say, I'm gonna do this, despite that, despite the other. Get it done right now and feel how awesome that weight off of your shoulders feels. Think about things that you've been putting off. Think about things that you wanna get done. Think about things that'll make the biggest impact in your life. Write it down, do it, and share it with us. What did you conquer? What are you going to conquer next? This is such a fun assignment because these big giant boogeymen in your head become tiny little ants that are totally insignificant to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to blast the like, subscribe, and notification buttons so that you always catch our latest content. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay energized, confident, and sexy, my friends. Peace.